What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Tuesday, April 4th, 2023. I'm your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast. How's everybody feeling? How's your Tuesday going? Let's kick it off here. I've got some audio I'm going to play for you. I'm going to set up Jim Knowles with some questions. He's going to answer them and get more info on how he's feeling about this spring and practice, player development, the scheme, all of that stuff. So here we go. We got a lot to get into. So question number one, Mr. Knowles. How do young players earn first team reps?
You have to start in base defense. You have to, take that young promising player and he's got to win with the twos, right? You have to show that number one, you can dominate with the twos, right? Start there. Okay, you show us you can dominate with the twos. Now we can start to mix you with the ones. And you show you hold your own with the ones. Now it's up to me to create more positions and opportunities for you. But you got to win. You got to kick ass with the twos first, And I think let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's win all those reps.
All right. Cut and dry, very simple. You got to kick ass with the twos before you can get reps with the ones. Makes sense. All right. How did you decide to make Proctor the adjuster and Ransom the bandit?
I think that's the way we've been working it. I think it puts them to play to their strengths. It puts Josh in the middle of the field more. It allows Lathan to be the drop-down run defender more. And Josh can do it too.
So, yeah, Josh can do it. So what about a corner at the slot safety position? Would you consider a cornerback going in there for that slot coverage?
Yeah, we look at what that guy has to do, right, in terms of how it fits to our opponents and everything that position has to do. And we think a corner can do it. We think it's not a place where you really have to be, a hard, tough run defender, and we can involve our corners there more, and we think that'll give us more depth as the season goes along. We didn't have a lot of depth at the nickel position last year when Cam was hurt a lot, so that'll give us an increased ability to get those guys reps.
Okay, how is Davison Igbinosun developing?
Great. He's looking fantastic. He gets his hands on a lot of balls. He competes. He's got a mental toughness to him. Very pleased to have him here.
Hands on a lot of balls. That's always a win for me. What about Jihad Carter? What do you like about him?
Yeah, so Jihad, he's playing nickel right now and doing great. I think he is going to have a continued role at all three safety positions when it ultimately comes down to becoming game ready. He's extremely coachable. Like if he, being new here, if he makes a mistake, you can get him on the sideline in practice and he goes out and fixes it the next play. Not all guys can do that. So that shows you a guy who has experience. He's competing at nickel, doing a really good job, but I think he's headsy enough to play any of those safety positions for us.
Yeah, hopefully the knee injury is not serious. He suffered in the scrimmage on Saturday, so look to see him back in practice soon, hopefully. What about both the transfers, Carter and Davison? How are they looking are they getting comfortable in the defense?
IGB and Jihad, those are quality. You come into a situation, I'm sure they could have gone other places where people were promising them the world. We just promised them that we would make them better and they would make us better. And that's what they did. I have not heard a single word out of those guys that's not positive and team-oriented.
Okay. That's always good to hear. So let's talk about Sonny Styles. What kind of role will he have this year?
Yeah, well, we have to, we're going to get him in, but I think when you start out, you have to establish depth. You got to establish competition. We need to be better as a defense, and I think everybody needs to feel that competition. So having Sonny there right now establishes a nice competition with him and Lathan, and then ultimately, you're right. We think they both can play, and then it's my job to find a way to get them both on the field.
Okay, so competition, obviously, in the spring, that's how you earn reps. So then is springtime enough? Is spring practice enough time to create a role for Sonny?
No, I think we want to go all the way through fall camp with him because, in spring you're really working on the basics, making sure that he and everyone else has a mastery of the base defense. And then when you get more schemy as you go into camp, and if he or anyone else has proven themselves in the spring and the beginning of camp, now you can start to use more creativity to build a spot for him.
Okay, so creativity coming. All right, I like that. Let's go down to the D line and talk about Jack Sawyer. How do you like him at defensive end full time now?
Jack is getting better every day. It's really, I think that move and staying out of that package this spring has been really good for Jack. He gets to focus on the fundamentals with Coach Johnson, and I really like his progress with him on one end and JT on the other. I think we got a great pair to start out with.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So improving every day, that's awesome. What about the Jack position, not Jack Sawyer, but the position in your defense? Will Ohio State use the Jack position this year?
We're going to continue to experiment with it, and if it catches fire with a guy like Mitch or CJ, and I think it's good in recruiting, like I said, because we can show things to guys, where we can match them up against different people. So I think it's always good to have in the arsenal, but we're ultimately going to do what's best for the team and the defense.
Okay. So what about recruiting the Jack position? Are you going to continue to recruit for that position?
I'm going to bring that package back, but I'm really targeting Mitchell Melton. I was really high on him last spring until he got hurt. I thought he was a linebacker, D-line. I think he's got a great combination. And, come fall, I want to look at CJ.
I did a terrible job of introducing that one. He was talking about who he's going to target for the Jack position. So Mitchell Melton and then possibly CJ in the fall. Recruiting the Jack position.
I can't see that now with Coach Johnson here because he's the best, he's the GOAT. So I can see I can see us always going for 4 down. But you can get one of those guys who really enjoys that. Possibly, hey, I'm going to learn how to be an NFL pass rusher off the edge, but you know what, Coach Knowles might move me around a little bit. I think it creates ideas for guys.
Okay, so won't always be, as long as Larry Johnson's there, they're going to recruit to 4 down linemen. So he did put that in there. You could look at that 2 different ways. Like, Jesus, Larry's still here, so we got to run the 4 down lineman. No freaking Jack position for me. But I don't think he meant it that way. Anyways, CJ Hicks. Let's talk CJ Hicks. Got a couple clips here. What have you seen from CJ in the spring?
CJ is a guy who has such great athletic ability and speed. I think if I can direct him more and not have him read as much but attack more, I think he can be a real threat too at that position.
Okay, so attack more. Sounds good to me. What else have you seen from CJ?
Yes, he can cover. I mean, CJ can really do whatever he sets his mind to. He is that good of an athlete. So we are continuing to work with him on, the basic fundamentals of being a linebacker in a 4-2 scheme, right? That's different than being an outside linebacker or a rush end. So he's learning, getting better every day. But to your point, I think we can target him other places too.
So definitely have him in line for the Jack position, possibly. All right. One last guy, linebacker, Gabe Powers. What have you seen? How has he progressed?
Gabe's getting better. I mean, he's establishing, that respect from his teammates. He, we're encouraging him to compete. He's getting better with his hands and his feet. He's improving, and expectations are high for him, so I'm staying after him.
All right. So I like that. Staying after him. Keep progressing, Gabe. And that's all I got for you today. We will hit you up tomorrow with another show. Looking forward to this Saturday's Aaron Nolan decision date. We'll have another recruiting reset, kind of updates and stuff from this past weekend, and more info on what's coming up this week. So look for that probably Thursday. But for now, I'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.